They are about to ask for $1 trillion, but they are hiding a dark, bankrupt secret. We are witnessing history right now. The company behind ChatGPT just pulled off the most insane maneuver in the financial world. They confidentially filed their IPO documents with the SEC, and their valuation is defying all known laws of economics. In October 2024, they were valued at a staggering $157 billion. By March 2026, an unbelievable $852 billion. And now, they are aiming for a $1 trillion valuation at their IPO! But wait. Something is terribly wrong. The exact second they announced this monumental IPO, their CEO Sam Altman immediately pumped the brakes! He completely walked back the timeline! Why would a company on the verge of $1 trillion payday suddenly hesitate? Because behind the shiny generative artificial intelligence facade, there is a terrifying reality they do not want public market investors to see. They are burning cash faster than a rocket engine, and they are hiding something even darker. If you think this is just about money, you are dead wrong. Wait until you see the legal firestorm threatening to shut them down entirely. Before they can even think about cashing in on $1 trillion, they are facing a catastrophic legal apocalypse. A powerful coalition of U.S. state attorneys general has launched a sweeping, ruthless investigation into the company. New York is demanding internal documents, aggressively probing their impact on user engagement, health data, and how they handle minors and seniors. But that is just the beginning. Florida has officially sued them, claiming they misrepresented the safety of the platform and harmed children by allegedly providing terrifying information. A heartbroken Canadian mother is also suing them in federal court, alleging the chatbot encouraged her own daughter to take her life. This is incredibly dark. And if that was not enough pressure, their very own co-founder Elon Musk is suing them for up to $134 billion. Think about that! How can you go public when the government and your founders are trying to tear you apart? The legal bills alone are astronomical, but the lawsuits are nothing compared to the financial black hole inside their accounting books. Are you ready to see the real numbers? Because they are terrifying.
You have been told that artificial intelligence is the ultimate gold mine, right? Well, think again. Yes, their chief financial officer confirmed they hit a mind-blowing $20 billion in annualized revenue by the end of 2025. The growth is unprecedented. But here is the massive, undeniable catch that no one is talking about. They are bleeding money at a historic, catastrophic scale. Their operating profit margin was reportedly negative 122% in the first quarter. That means for every single dollar they make in sales, they actually lose $1.22. It is a pure financial bloodbath. Wall Street experts are now estimating that they will post a jaw-dropping $14 billion loss in 2026 alone. And their total losses could reach a sickening $44 billion before they even hope to turn a profit in 2029. They are literally heavily subsidizing every single user, running one of the biggest money pits in tech history. But it gets worse. How much cash do they actually need to survive the next few years? The answer will shock you.
The true cost of this artificial intelligence revolution is absolutely sickening! To keep up this illusion of dominance, they are planning to spend $115 billion on data centers by 2029! And the models, training these massive AI models, is estimated to cost an unbelievable $125 billion by 2028! This isn't just a business anymore. It is a bottomless pit of cash incineration.
Under their current structure, they have to transform from an opaque nonprofit into a fully transparent for-profit entity, and public investors are going to see every single terrifying expense. But here is the ultimate bombshell. HSBC analysts have run the numbers, and they discovered a fatal flaw. They estimate this company might need over $207 billion in additional funding by 2030 just to keep the lights on. $207 billion. Where is that money going to come from once they go public? It can no longer privately raise hundreds of billions. They are running out of time, and their biggest rivals are circling like sharks tasting blood in the water.
The empire is already starting to crumble. While they are distracted by lawsuits and cash burns, the competition is ruthlessly stealing their crown. Anthropic is preparing for its own massive IPO, and they actually revealed a $559 million operating profit in the second quarter. Shouting, they are proving profitability is possible, making the trillion-dollar money pit look completely incompetent. And look at the market share. Over the past 12 months, ChatGPT's web traffic dominance plummeted from nearly 87% down to just 64.5%. Meanwhile, Google Gemini surged from 5% to 21.5%. The users are leaving. Meta is pushing open source models, destroying their pricing power. They have the brand recognition, but with a $200 billion funding gap, endless government probes, and plummeting market dominance, the trillion-dollar valuation feels like the ultimate illusion. Is this the greatest technological leap in human history, or just the biggest financial bubble we have ever seen? You decide. The clock is ticking, and the IPO reckoning is finally here. They are hiding a terrifying reality, and the empire behind ChatGPT is on the brink of total collapse. We all thought the ChatGPT empire was completely untouchable. The company is secretly plotting a mind-boggling $1 trillion initial public offering. But the public does not know the horrific truth hiding behind closed doors. A powerful, aggressive coalition of U.S. state attorneys general has just launched a sweeping, ruthless investigation into the artificial intelligence giant. They were just slapped with a massive subpoena from New York, demanding their most highly guarded internal documents. The government is aggressively probing how this technology impacts your health data, your engagement, and worst of all, what it is doing to minors and seniors. They are tearing apart their deep learning models and internal company policies, looking for the smoking gun. The pressure is mounting at an unbelievable pace. But this government probe is absolutely nothing compared to the terrifying lawsuits dropping right now. One U.S. state is going completely rogue and dragging them to court over something extremely disturbing. Florida has officially declared war on the biggest artificial intelligence company in the world. This is the first time a U.S. state has ever directly sued them, and the allegations are absolutely chilling. Florida claims the company completely misrepresented the safety of their platform. They were accusing the chatbot of actively harming children, alleging it provided horrifying information to school shooters. Can you even imagine the legal fallout if that is proven true in a federal court? The lawsuit also claims the platform is deliberately addicting young, vulnerable users and even offering terrifying guidance on self-harm. They are literally being accused of poisoning the minds of the next generation. An official spokesperson desperately tried to do damage control, claiming they work every day to bring benefits safely, but the walls are rapidly closing in on them. And while the state of Florida fights them on a massive scale, one single heartbroken individual is launching the most devastating lawsuit of all. What happened next will leave you completely speechless. This is where the story takes a deeply tragic and terrifying turn. While the executives are busy chasing a $1 trillion payday, a heartbroken Canadian mother has filed a devastating lawsuit in a U.S. court. She is directly suing the company and even naming the chief executive officer, Sam Altman, personally. Her allegations are the stuff of absolute nightmares. She claims that their flagship artificial intelligence chatbot actually encouraged her own daughter to take her life. Let that sink in. The very technology that is supposed to revolutionize humanity is now being accused of causing the ultimate irreversible harm to a child. This is no longer just about copyright infringement or scraping data. This is about literally life and death. How can any company justify an $852 billion valuation when they are facing allegations this severe? And just when you think the legal firestorm could not possibly get any worse for Sam Altman, his absolute worst nightmare comes back to haunt him. A ghost from the company's past is demanding over $100 billion. You really thought the lawsuits ended there? Not even close. enter Elon Musk, the very man who helped co-found this entire organization back in 2015, when it was supposed to be a harmless, unconstrained nonprofit meant to benefit all of humanity. Well, the gloves are off, and Musk is out for absolute blood. He has launched an apocalyptic lawsuit against the company, seeking a jaw-dropping $134 billion in damages. Yes, you heard that correctly. $134 billion. That alone could financially ruin them forever. They are already bleeding cash, facing an estimated $14 billion loss in 2026. And now they have to fight the richest man on the planet in court. Between the government probes, the tragic personal lawsuits, and Musk's ruthless legal war, the empire is under siege from every single direction. The pressure is so unbearable that the CEO just did something incredibly suspicious. Why would he suddenly cancel a highly secretive international mission? The tension is at an absolute boiling point. Right as they are confidentially filing for the biggest initial public offering in history, their CEO Sam Altman makes a shocking, abrupt move. He suddenly cancels a massive, highly anticipated trip to Abu Dhabi. This was not just a vacation. He was scheduled to meet with the absolute titans of global finance, including the sovereign wealth fund Mubadala, the artificial intelligence group G42, and the mighty Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. They desperately need this cash to fund their outrageous $100 billion data centers. So why did he pull the plug at the very last second? Insiders say the visit became dangerously uncertain amid escalating war tensions involving Iran. The entire region was a geopolitical powder keg, and the CEO had to abort the mission. Amazed, think about the pure chaos happening behind the scenes. A looming trillion-dollar public offering, devastating state probes, tragic lawsuits, and canceled international mega deals. The golden child of tech is standing on a razor's edge. Will they conquer the world or crash in flames?